Top boss, today's project is very simple. We are extending an outlet from an existing outlet. This is the single socket that will tap power and then have this working right here. And we'll definitely carry out several tests to ensure that we have done a good job. Do you only rely on a phase tester, or do you also have a multimeter to test for voltage after you have completed your tasks? Top boss, let me know in the comment section. So we'll ensure that we connect from in there, and then it will definitely drop to this level, some few inches from the floor. And we're doing that because of future issues such as water. So our cable will run all the way past the corners behind that battery, and then at this point, which is the center, it will rise to this point, which is the preferred position according to our engineer top boss Margaret. And I also hope that you agree with her. This is a real life scenario where you find that a customer wants an extension because they have bought an appliance, let's say a washing machine, and probably where the socket is, they can't of course have the washing machine there, so you require to have an extension of the socket right there. And many people may ask this question. For instance, you want to extend a twin socket, and where you are tapping that power, probably it's the source, it is a single socket. The question would be, is it okay to extend from a single socket? And the answer is yes. It is possible because that is a circuit of 13 amperes. So there is no problem. Now, my top boss, one important thing that we must talk about is the cable. We have several options here. Like we have this cable, and our top boss Margaret can show us. So this is a single cable. So we will require this cable.
Yes, twin with earth.
Yeah.
We're going to use this one.
Yeah. Why not this single core cable?
Because we are not going to use conduit on the surface for it
Nice.
to be presentable. Yeah.
Like this one. So instead of having a lot of work using this one,
we're going to use this one.
awesome.
And of course, we can't leave them hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
We're going to use this cable clips.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cable clips are very important to hold it in place.
Yes.
And apart from that, of course, we will require something else being part of the material. So what is that?
This is a twin socket. The twin box.
Yes. Awesome. Now, when it comes to this type of extension, can you extend a twin socket from a single existing socket?
Yes, it's very possible.
Okay.
Yes.
And also there's an advantage of doing that because it gives the customer multiple connection. We are not only considering the washing machine which will be connected on one socket, but they can also connect something else. Apart from that, now we also have tools.
Yes.
So what are some of the tools that we'll be using?
Oh, we are going to use a drill.
Yeah.
Instead of using steel nails, plugging it in the wall,
Yes.
we're going to use drills and not to damage the box.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is very important because in future, in case they want to get rid of it, it's just a matter of unscrewing it. Incredible. Something else that we'll need, of course, which is very common.
Screwdrivers, of course.
Yes.
And spirit level.
Nice. So that we ensure that the work is neat and presentable.
Yeah.
Awesome. Of course, we will need that so that we can have quality work done. So my top boss, if you are ready and excited for this work, seeing our top boss Margaret doing the most, wiring that, smash that like button and show us the love. And also, if you have not subscribed, my top boss, subscribe to our YouTube channel. So let's get to work. Just in case you missed it, these are the tools that we require and also the materials that we require for this work. It is a very simple DIY, and my top boss, if this is one thing that you love, you'll definitely enjoy the process. But again, before we do it, my top boss, we have a disclaimer. Electrical work should only be carried out by qualified electricians, trained electricians. Ensure that you follow your code, your country, or your regional standards. And the reason why we say that, Margaret, is because electricity is dangerous. It can kill. And so this information is for general purposes. So my top boss, it is important to always confirm whether there is power. So we can see that there is power on that socket. And even at switching it off, there is power. So the most important thing that you need to do right there is to ensure that you switch it off at the circuit breaker. So having identified the specific MCB, simply turn it off. So after switching off the circuit breaker, as you can see, we don't have presence of current flow around here. So we can go ahead and work on it. Margaret has the instinct of a top-notch engineer. She has to ensure that everything is perfect, using measurement as her weapon. And that is what we get right here. After that, she marked on the wall where she will definitely screw that box. We said no use of steel nails for easier removal in future. And she will have the plugs inserted in the wall, and then the screws will hold that box in place. Since she said she's enjoying this work, she saw no need of using a power drill. So she would just screw that with her own hands, like the way she is doing right here. Look at that. Attention, my top boss, we need your attention right here. It is important for you to always ensure that you give an allowance for the cable that is coming in. Why? Because of future repairs. In fact, when you install that socket, you might cut or reduce the length of the wire. So an allowance comes in handy for such cases. On clipping the cable to the wall, Margaret did such an amazing job. Navigating the corners was tough, but she did it anyway. Now my top boss having connected where the extension will be. Nice. We are at this point where we have to terminate it to this working socket. Now, power is off. For us to prove that, using this non-contact tester, we activate it, and as you can see, power is completely off because we switched off the MCB. That means we are safe to continue the termination. Now I will simply cut this cable at this point and remove the insulation and then terminate it at this point. After we are done with that, before we even switch or turn the MCB on, we'll then terminate at that point, and after that activate the MCB, test whether this socket is working as it was, and then test the other extension that we have done. Let's do it. So my top boss, we went ahead and disconnected that socket, and can see what we are doing right there, removing the cables and preparing the new one so that it can be joined together.
This is a shrink sleeve.
Yes.
Add
Yeah.
conductor, so we don't want it to come into contact with the line and the neutral.
Yes.
So I'm going to put it here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You can see the joint is made to be very tight. I think Margaret is obsessed with measurements. What do you think, top boss? All right. She did a great job right there. We replaced the socket, thought the one that was there was old. Look at that. She's now fixing the new one. Very passionate, I can tell. You know, she's even kneeling at her job. She loves her job for sure. Now she fixed the socket. It's a twin socket, or if you may call it a double socket. Connected it, went to the consumer unit and lifted that MCB or turned it on. Using our non-contact, we ensure that indeed there is power. So my top boss having done the wiring, it is time for us to check. We have activated the circuit breaker. Now we want to test the voltage, ensuring that power is flowing and the voltage is the right one. Look at that. My top boss having installed this socket, look at how it is well balanced. Out of 10, what are you giving our top boss, Margaret, for the good job? On a scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving her? All right. So using our non-contact, Margaret, let us see. Power is already there, but we have to prove that indeed the socket is working. Great. To be very sure, we have to record the voltage. So we went ahead and plugged in our probes, switched on the switch, and that is what we are getting, 237. My top boss, that is it for our today's video. We have wired an extra socket from an existing one, and that is how you connect a socket outlet from another. Like we discussed, that system is able to help the customer in their home operation if initially it wasn't in the design.
We really thank you for watching up to this far. Don't forget to like and comment. Yeah, thank you. Tune in.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much for gracing our show as usual. Until next time, my top bosses, this is Top Heights Electricals and Electricians. Goodbye for now.
Bye bye.
Bye.